Okay, I'm going to make a YouTube video about this because I've been getting requests for this, and I've been getting a lot of requests for this, a lot of them, and people want me to talk about this in a video, and I'm always happy to oblige. Maybe I'll post this on Facebook too, but this is something people are always asking me about. So it's this right here. There's a missing tooth right there. I don't know if you can, I hope you can see it. It is on the bottom, on my bottom right there. I really hope you can see that. But that is a missing tooth, but it's actually broken off at the gum line. And I know the rest of them don't look great either. Now see, I really know how to rock bad teeth. If there's anybody out there who knows how to rock bad teeth, it's me. But so anyway, my tooth is missing there. It is I really hope you can see that. It is on right there, and it's broken off at the gum line. And that was because one time in high school, I was in high school, and I was on the school bus in the morning, and some kid from school. Now this was when I went to Brossart. So you think it'd be somebody at Brossart that caused this, because usually it was Brossart that was causing all the trouble. But this time it was a kid from Campbell County High School. But I went to Brossart, but this kid went to Campbell County. I went to school with him at Klein. He was a troublemaker. He was like one of the worst kids in school back then, back when we went to Klein. I was getting off the bus and he was getting on, and he just walked up to me and just punched me in the jaw as hard as he could. Like I didn't even see it coming. I was walking down the steps in so I guess I was probably a freshman or sophomore. So I guess it was sometime around 1988. So it's been about 28 years since this happened. I haven't gotten it fixed in 28 years. See, that's what makes me so cool, because I know how to rock things like this. So, and this it has nothing to do with the other ones that are messed up, but that's kind of my trademark, really. He walked up to me, and he punched me in the jaw, and I like fell backwards. I was like knocked out for probably like a second, and this happened right in front of the bus driver, and the bus driver stand there. So the kid punched me in the jaw, and he grabbed my book bag and took it, and the bus driver saw it, and the bus driver made him give me back my book bag. Or it was a book bag or a gym bag. I guess it was like a regular book bag, or it wasn't a backpack. I was carrying it by hand, but it was a regular book bag. And so he knocked me out, and I was tasting blood. And I got to school at Brossart, and I said my tooth got knocked out on the bus, and the principal said he goes into this big tirade against me. He said, "Your tooth wasn't knocked out, Tim. There's nothing wrong with your tooth." And I was tasting blood, and I don't know if. And it's a shame I wasn't chewing bubble gum or something, because then the blood, there'd probably be red spots in that, so I could have evidence. But anyway, that's what happened. So, and just recently, just a couple weeks ago, I had my 25-year reunion at this was for Campbell County. I had Campbell County High School. I had my 25-year reunion. So I told them the story of that missing tooth. And the kid that did this, he went to Klein too. He almost knocked out my front teeth, because in 7th grade we were in shop class at Klein, and he was standing back from me about 30 feet. He threw a block of wood at me that was about, I don't know how big it was. It was probably about as big as this right here. It's like a box of checks, like from the bank. It was probably about as big as that. He was probably about 30 feet away from me. He threw it across the room. It hit me right there. So he just missed that by about 3 inches. And that's another thing too, like starting in Klein, I mean, especially Brossard especially. Like through Klein and St. Joe's and Brossard, like all through middle school and high school, or most of it until I got kicked out of Brossard. But all through those years, if you were walking down, people would throw things so much. People were always throwing stuff. People were just throwing stuff like you would not believe. And I had to walk down the hall like this. I remember having to walk down the hall. I can't talk because I was afraid to open my mouth. Because there's the obvious danger that something's gonna hit that. Which is actually, it looks cool, really, but it's not going to look cool if you get hit by things that people are throwing. But yeah, I know how cool that looks, but it used to look even cooler for some reason. But so I mean, it looks cool now, and it looked cool then, but not if your teeth get knocked out from people throwing stuff. And that's kind of I don't know what the proper term for it is. And I wonder if I can open this. I think I could do it, but something like this, I think I can open it. So I kind of have a amazing ability that 95% of people can't do. So I don't know, they might not be sharp enough. So if my can opener ever breaks, I might be able to open that. But yeah, that's so I have 4 other missing teeth that were removed, that were surgically removed other than that, but those are real far back and you can't see those. So, but that's the main one right there. It's missing. It's broken off at the gum line. And the thing is, it really didn't sink in for a long time. Like a few years after that. I mean, I knew it was busted like around like when I was like a freshman or a sophomore. But it was a long time before I realized how bad it was. I was looking in the mirror and I'm thinking, and I said, one of my teeth is missing. I said, hey Mom, look at this. I have a missing tooth. What happened here? My tooth is missing. And she's like, and it was because of that. And it was because of getting punched in the jaw. And my mom said, well, you're gonna have to go to the dentist right away and have them do something about that. I mean, I never had anything done about it, because after that, the times I went to the dentist after that, they didn't say that anything had to be done about it. So I didn't do anything about it. So now I don't really see what they could do about it. I mean, you can't see it unless you can't really see it up close. So, and I guess there's not really any medical reason to fix it. So this is so it's for that reason I'm down to 27 teeth and not 28 like I would otherwise be. But there was one time I mentioned it about 12 or 13 years ago, that dentist I had. I mentioned it to her, and she said, And I said, I have a missing tooth. And she took my x-rays, and she said, and she was talking about them. And I said, look, right there, I have a missing tooth. Is that a problem? She says, no, she says that's not, it's not really missing, it's just impacted. And so there wasn't really any reason to do anything about it. So, and the kid that did this, also, I have, also one thing, I heard that he sold his body on the streets of Newport. And that was around the time I was in college. Somebody told me that. And also, I can't find him on Facebook, though, but I found his cousin on Facebook. And his cousin is like some ultra right-wing guy. He is. So that's another problem. But, so this is missing. So anyway, that was, I forget now what I was going to say. It must have been pretty important. And it doesn't interfere with eating. It does. Well, the missing tooth does not interfere with eating, and I'm sure it would not interfere with bubbling either. Like how people chew bubble gum and they bubble with it. But I don't think it interferes with eating, though. So I'm just gonna have to rock it. So that's the story of how of why my lower right tooth is missing.